Hey guys, welcome back. Superhero movies are really well known for all their Easter eggs and fan service. While the Marvel films may be better known for their Easter eggs and hints about other films, the DC films are certainly not without their own cool references. I'm Rob McKenzie with Top 10 Nerd, and here are the top 10 craziest Easter eggs in DC movies. Number 10. Dang it, Daggett. In The Dark Knight Rises, we're introduced to a criminal named John Daggett, who tries to take control of Wayne Enterprises with the help of Bane. While he has a different first name, Daggett is clearly a reference to Roland Daggett, a corrupt businessman and popular Batman enemy from the animated series. It was a nice touch to sneak an old villain into the film, but I don't understand why they changed his name to John. Roland is a perfectly fine name, almost as nice as Ron. Number 9. Lois's parents. If you're a fan of vintage Superman, you'll know Noel Neill and Kirk Allen, who played Lois Lane and Clark Kent respectively in the Superman films in the late 40s, with Neill also playing Lois in the 50s television show. But in the 1978 Superman film, the two were reunited once again and played the parents of a young Lois Lane. While their part was small, it was an excellent bit of fan service to see those two back in the Superman films again. Noel Neill even made it into Superman Returns in 2006. Talk about commitment. Number 8. Smallville and Man of Steel. As a self-confessed Smallville fan, Zack Snyder felt the need to pay homage to the show in his movie Man of Steel. This happened in a few ways. First, and not necessarily intentionally, a number of Smallville actors were cast in the film. Now that may be partially because the same actors are often used in many productions, but I like to think he was celebrating the greatness that is Smallville. But there's also a cool Smallville Easter egg in the film. In the scene where we see teenage Clark being bullied by a bunch of football players, we see a sign that says Sullivan's Truck and Tractor Repair. If you're familiar with the show, you'll know that Sullivan was the last name of one of the most popular and one of the cutest characters in the show, Chloe Sullivan. Too bad Chloe herself didn't make it into the movie. She was kind of the bomb. Number 7. Now this one's a bit obscure, but hopefully that means it'll be new to you. In Man of Steel, there's a super small Easter egg in a photo. When you see a photo of a young Clark Kent with a prize from school, we see in the background a sign saying Weisinger Primary School. As you may know, this is a reference to the much acclaimed editor of Superman, Mort Weisinger, who had a significant hand in much of the Superman from the 50s and 60s. While this is something that you definitely wouldn't notice without looking for it, it's a really neat nod to such an important figure in Superman history. Number 6. Here's another example of a film celebrating the efforts of someone from the past. In the Suicide Squad movie, the squad finds their high-value target in the John F. Ostrander Federal Building. John Ostrander was incredibly important for the Suicide Squad franchise, having reinvented the squad at a time when its success was in jeopardy. This is definitely more overt than the tiny photo mentioned, but I think it's well deserved since without him there's a good chance the movie never would have even happened. And if it did, it would be a lot different. Number 5. Now I'm gonna say something a bit controversial here. I think I like the Jack Nicholson Joker even better than the Heath Ledger Joker. And don't get me wrong, they're both great, but seeing Nicholson's brilliant and more classic portrayal of the Joker was just amazing. And for this reason, it was really cool to see a small Easter egg in Batman vs Superman that was probably intentional. During a car chase, the Batmobile smashes out of a building which is called the Nicholson Terminal and Port Company. While I know that there are more Nicholsons in the world than Jack, I think it's fair to think that this was a reference to my main man, which is pretty cool. Number 4. Keep calm, or don't. In Man of Steel, we see Superman crashing through a building, and he ends up going into a room with a keep calm and call Batman poster. This was both excellent advice and a subtle hint at what was to come in the future films. It's always cool to see references to other heroes as a reminder that the universe is interconnected. This was one of our first hints about Batman's increased influence in Metropolis, and along with a shot of a Wayne satellite in the film, it pointed to the inevitable meeting of the two heroes. Number 3. This one makes me fanboy pretty hard. In The Dark Knight Rises, when Bruce meets John Black for the first time, we see a shelf in the background that holds some props that I'm sure we're all familiar with. You can see the famous red bat phone that was used throughout the 60s TV show and movie, as well as the bust of Shakespeare that's used to open the secret entrance to the Batcave. I'm not even joking, if I ever have enough money, I absolutely need to have a secret room in my house that's open with a statue like that. Like my own secret bathroom that only I can use. That'd be so amazing. Number 2. Riddler. In Batman vs Superman, we were given a fiendishly short glimpse at what might be to come, but it has excited me to no end. When Batman's preparing for the big showdown, we see graffiti on the walls and pillars, but there's one bit of graffiti that makes me go you can see Riddler's signature question mark. While normally it wouldn't be a big deal to see a question mark graffiti, in Batman's world it can only mean one thing: Riddler's coming. Now granted, this is a much subtler way than the Riddler has previously been introduced, like in the Batman movie when they straight up see a riddle then go, oh, it all adds up to a sinister riddle. Riddler. Ugh. I really hope they bring Jim Carrey back. He was a really good Riddler, and I think he deserves a second shot in a movie that isn't a steaming pile of turds. Number 1. No Batman? The much discussed Watchmen film was full of references to other comics, and probably the coolest was a scene that showed an alternate version of the events early in Bruce Wayne's life. In the opening montage, you see Night Owl punching a hoodlum with a mask and gun, which seems normal enough. But if you examine the scene closely, it's full of clues. Time to call the Harley boys. You see Batman posters on the wall, newspaper articles that say Gotham, and the show being put on is Die Fledermaus, which means the Bat. You also see a well-dressed couple in the background. This all seems to point to the fact that the guy taking an owl punch to the face is none other than Joe Chill, the would-be murderer of the Waynes. This implies that in this reality, Batman never actually existed and was merely a comic book hero. While this isn't confirmed, there are an awful lot of clues to point to it. Pretty cool, and a lot of work to put into a short clip for an opening sequence. That's it for today. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I hope there was some that surprised you. If you enjoyed, please drop me a like down below and subscribe to the channel to see even more nerdy vids. Hit the bell icon to join the notification squad and see all our videos right when they come out. Until next time, I'm Ron McKenzie LaFurgy with Top 10 Nerd. Later, nerds.